There's little J.J. Vallow and his sister Tylee. She and he, she kind of took care of him a little bit, probably because of what was going on with her mother, Lori. But this is a special little guy, and he was adopted by Lori and Charles. And for him, you know, he needed a little extra attention, and he got all that attention. And he was so close with his grandparents as well. There you saw him with Grandpa. And he is the reason that all of this has happened. I mean, because he would call Grandma and Grandpa, FaceTime Grandma and Grandpa all the time. And when those calls stopped, Grandma and Grandpa knew there was a problem. But they were across the country. So they couldn't, like, drive over to the house to see what was going on. But, you know, contacted authorities. Authorities went over, and then all of a sudden, that's where the lies started. And that's when Lori fled. And that's when the investigation and the search for these two children began. And now we are where we are. It's a death penalty case. And Chad and Lori Daybell have been charged with the murders. Let's bring in our special guest. Joining me in Lake Charles, Louisiana, are the grandparents of J.J. Vallow, Larry and Kay Woodcock. Great to see you both. Let's start here. How are you guys holding up? How have you been? How did you make it through what everyone went through during the COVID times and everything else? How are you guys holding up?
Actually, we're doing well. Kay's had a lot of issues lately because of all the dates that are associated with this, but she's doing real well now. She has her bouts and she works out of them, and it's hard at times. It's hard for both of us. You know, the simplest little thing can just absolutely set us off. And we're fortunate we have such a huge number of people that stand by us, that support us, and visit with us a lot. And I mean visit via video, visit with text, and just showing us the support and our family. Oh my God, our family is so important to us, and it's trying times, and there's no doubt about it. But hey, we're going to make it through this regardless.
How about today? I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch today. Maybe you did. I don't know if you try to avoid it. Did you watch? Did you see Lori? And what are your thoughts about what you witnessed today?
Whether we're in Idaho or here in Louisiana, we will be watching, no doubt.
And we did today.
We did, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And the thoughts, she was very cheerful for someone that's going down for murder and the many counts she's got against her. I don't understand that. I don't even try to understand that because I could never be where she is. So, but I mean, it is what it is, and she is who she is. So we just have to deal with it. You
know, the one thing today that I got a lot of satisfaction about was her trying to cover up her miserable life that left her, and the facade that she's putting on. She is scared out of her mind, and there is no doubt about it. That's nothing but a put on, you know. Hey, let's be, you know, jovial for the judges in a beauty contest. Well, this isn't a beauty contest, and she is scared out of her mind.
So when you look at Lori now and compare to the woman who You were, and I've spoken to you before, you were very happy that she was JJ's mom. I mean, this was absolutely with your blessing. How would you compare what we see in the courtroom today versus the Lori that you knew way back when she first started taking care of JJ with Charles?
It's not the same person. Vinny, it's not the same person. She knows she's guilty. She knows what she did is wrong. And she's simply trying to cover up her miserable life and the miserable decisions that she's made when she knew all along. All she had to do was just pick up the phone, call us, and Kay and I would have been there as fast as we could have driven, got a plane, chartered a plane, and we would have been there to pick him up, bring him to a fire station, bring him to a hospital, bring him to the sheriff's office, to the city police, and we'd have been there just as quick as we could have gotten there.
This case, and I was talking about this earlier tonight, is a very complicated story, bizarre. We know how tragic it all is. As we get ready for this trial, which will take place in January, are there questions that you two still have about exactly what happened? And are there questions that you want to see get answered at the trial? Or do you pretty much have a good idea on what transpired here?
We have an overall, an overview of what happened and all the little details that, there's one question that stands out in my mind right now that I won't ask the answer, I won't ask about because I just can't feel like I can handle all the details because they're not pretty. And I guess when it comes down to, we're going to learn a lot at the trial and just have to deal with it then. In the meantime, I try not to get in those FOIA dumps that have happened from Arizona that shed light on this case. I don't get caught up in that because it's too much. It's just too much. And the one little thing I'll learn, and I'm a month that I can barely function because I'm just so upset about it. But when the trial happens, then we'll deal with it. So I just don't ask a lot of questions right now.
I feel like, Vinny, that she'll never answer our questions. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Why should she at the end of a trial or during trial? I think, as all of us know, the information, the damning information, is going to come from the forensics. And there's no doubt in my mind that she's going to play cover up. Chad's going to cover. And I think that the only hope that I have is that they turn on each other and one of them starts talking. But at this point, I don't even know if it's going to do any good for me personally, because what is done, and we can't undo it. I apologize. And so for her to spill the beans at this point, or him to spill the beans, it might mean something to the audience, but to me personally, I don't care, because what they did was unforgivable. It's totally unforgivable.
Are you looking forward to or dreading the trial that's coming up in January?
Personally, I'm looking forward to it just so we can, number one, we want to get their bodies. We want to have their service. They are still tied up in Idaho, and we still haven't had their services yet because we don't have the bodies. So that's one thing that really needs to happen, and well, it'll happen when it happens. We have no choice, so we'll wait it out. And then it'll be a big hurdle to get past that trial. And we pray every day that they are not severed for whatever reason, but there's so many, it's a fluid situation and so many things can change quickly. So until I'm sitting there January 9th and they're sitting there, or whenever till I see them in the courtroom and I'm in the courtroom and I'm looking at them, then it's real. Until then, it is what it is, and we'll get to it and we'll deal with it then.
You know, all I've ever asked since the beginning is just let us have the kids. Let me have JJ so I can do what we have to do as a family. And JJ doesn't need to be
We need to put
in
him
a
to rest.
freezer for 2 years now. Let us bury him, God's sake.
He needs to be put to rest with his dad. They need to be together.
That's all I ask for. Just let us do this, God.
We'll get through it though, because they're not going to kill us too. They're not going to kill us too. We're going to be there till it's over, till the justice is served. That's what we'll be there for. No doubt.
All I ask right now, the judge, y'all do your hearings and you got to think about it and all that stuff there. Y'all go ahead and do that. Turn those kids loose. Let us have them. Let us close
That door.
Let us close that door so I can close that mailbox in my mind. And then what the court does, the court does. But at this point, just give me JJ and Tylee and let us do the right thing. I'd ask the judge on my knees, please, let us close this. Let us do right for the kids. Let us do right for our family. Let us do right for the teachers that taught JJ. And the American public and the international public that has fell in love with JJ and Tylee. Give us some closure.
Larry and Kay, I did not even realize that you didn't have that moment. I'm so sorry for you and your family, but we're with you and we're thinking of you, and we thank you for your time tonight, and I hope you'll speak with us again, and I hope at some point when I speak with you, you're able to lay those little angels to rest the way you want to. Thank you so much.
That's all I ask for at this point. Just let us have them. Let us do what's right. That's all I ask for. And let the court system do what the court system is going to do.
Absolutely.
It's not hard. Just give us the children. My God,
It's 2 years.
2 years, that little man of mine has been in a freezer. Come on, judge. Come on, defense. Come on, guys. Give us a break and let us do something with them.
Larry and Kay.
I'm sorry, guys. I just...
No, I did not realize the torture that you and your family have been going through. But again, we thank you so much, and we'll speak again.
That's our biggest torture, Vinny.
Absolutely. I can't imagine. And I know
Thank you.
everyone watching
Thank
right
you.
now is with you. And maybe everybody will start beating that drum a little bit for you and help you get that moment. Larry and Kay, thank you so much. We'll be right back.